Welcome back, everybody. How's it going? 8:30 on the 20th of April. It's a Sunday. How you all doing? So anyway, we're going to take a look at a bunch of things tonight. I put out a whole bunch of new workflows lately. Haven't really showed them off. Didn't have time. Too much things to cover. So tonight's the night. Probably going to do a little bit of editing as well, because I've got this thing I've been messing around with and I'd like to use it. And it's like I never get enough time to actually finish the damn thing, right? But yeah, it represents a new direction, but I'm sure it'll be fun. Hello Kurt Curtis, hello Fernicar, hello Dragon Diffusion. I hope you're all doing well. If you're watching live or you're watching later, the Discord join link's in the description. And we're just going to keep on beating this drum. So, would it be Sunday chill though? Yes, definitely. I tell you what, tonight I'm going to sleep for about... If there's no stream tomorrow, it's because I slept for 24 hours. Just a bit of background. I think we've done the equivalent of 6 months of work in 1 month. So, I could just take the rest of the year off. But you've got to... You got to keep forging while it's hot. I've just completely trashed that saying. The irons are hot, so we're going to keep going. That's what I'm trying to say. I do want to get over something, because this won't take long. Like I said, I'm trying to bash through stuff. On the writer's side of things, because I know most of you in here are on the level. Only 6 months, more grind needed. Yeah, exactly. This is the Moonbase story. There's the lore. There's the final book. There's the plan. These are the prompts. So, the original plan. Look at this. Write Laura. Extract world. Design characters. Concept art. Train style, collect characters, extract descriptive info, update characters and world, new IP ready for writing phase, and then ideas. All of my ideas. That's how we made the lore book. The main difference with this one is what we've done is we've updated the lore book every time we finished. So every time we finished a book, we used update bucket. Okay. And in fact, this is modified. This is modified, in fact. There's so many. Here we go. Look, update bucket. This is the book 2 version, which is closer to what actually got used. So we can update the files inside Moonbase to evolve the state of affairs following the events of book 1. And then we have a prompt. I've already shown you the supplement prompt. It makes the supplements for each book. We did it in Empire. So you can see we've got story supplement 1, story supplement 2. We don't need a third one because it's the end. Well, the end of this trilogy anyway. I mean, it leaves it open, the character, it's left open, but that wasn't my goal. My goal was to make an evolving bucket. So every time you finish the book, you run the update. And let's just illustrate what we're talking about, shall we? Okay. So we started off with ideas. Okay, we run them through an LLM. Okay, to really turn that concept into some kind of a shape, right? You can use Claude, you can use ChatGPT, you can use anything you want, right? From that, we get a bunch of files, a world, and characters. And I've given prompts for more files. You can have way more than that. I've got loads. Look, radiation systems is a mermaid flowchart. Moonbase project instructions is the list of everything. So everything that's in here is I said that in a funny way. Moonbase project instructions is like a project manifest. We came up with this way back in the day when we were only using Claude projects and we didn't even have any of this Klein stuff. Still works. It's just a mapping of the important files and what they are. It's like a cheat sheet for the LLM, so that when he's like, oh, I need to know how to do ghostwriting style, that he'll go in here. And by the way, Moonbase is really interesting because, do you remember? Some of you guys will remember because you were here. Don't worry about the writing on the screen. I want it to stay there. So, do you remember how when we were on the live, we made the story bucket that was different to all the other ones I have? It uses Hunter S. Thompson, Brandon Sanderson, and Guy Ritchie. Yeah. So it's like a completely different narrative framework, because I wanted to show you you can customize them, you can make them in any way you want. It doesn't matter. That's why it's kind of holographic, if you see what I mean. You're just making stuff by converging beams. Anyway, so now we have our actual world and characters, okay, and we have created a lore book. I can spell lore book, right? We have made a lore book, and that would be the universe. Okay, this is the local world. There's a difference, you know what I mean? Because one is inside the other, and then the characters are inside there. So you're creating like a sort of a nested tree situation, you know. So it's which is nice. LLM likes that kind of thing. Structure. Okay, yeah, the only one that kept swearing. That's right, Dragon. So we have our ideas, and these could be... Oh, get that mouse out of the way. We have our ideas, and those could be images or notes. Doesn't matter. I find that the images will help you to inspire the writing of the notes. Okay. So at this point, we've got ourselves at this cloud is the narrative bucket. Okay. Now, when you actually write a story, things have happened. Okay? Things have happened. And if things have happened, we need to update the narrative bucket. You see what I mean? Nice arrow, Johnson. So it's kind of like there's a feedback loop here. We evolve the bucket every time we finish the book. And that gives us continuity into book 2 and book 3. And I gave it the context. This is a trilogy, so it allows things to remain unresolved, so that we can get the resolution. And while book 1 is a self-contained thing, the sequel is a direct continuation, which leaves some things unanswered for book 3. But we're constantly, doing the update. Right, well, maybe not for the final one. Do you know what I mean? You don't need to update it a third time. Alright. And then obviously we put it through Uno. That's probably obvious by this point. But there's a twist. Okay, so each book is going to get sent through Uno to get the final material, which you'll edit through and publish. But here's the thing. This is the funny thing. And this is the difference, the big difference with this, what we're doing with this story than all the rest. The big the big difference is that we're actually going to use a version of the narrative bucket for each page. Okay, so book 1 is going to get the narrative bucket from book 1, But book 2, you know, has to be that, because remember, we evolved it every time, right? So three versions of the narrative bucket to customize the agent that's doing the narrative operations. So, I mean, look, it might look like a bit of a mess right now, but hopefully that will help to make it make sense. So obviously you know all the yellow stuff already if you've used any of my narrative inversion writing tools. You'll know all about that stuff, and it's all we've been covering for the last week. So I've tried to give as much information about it as I can. Uno, I don't think I've shown that lately, but we've featured it many times in the past. The code's up on my GitHub. So the new thing, obviously we've shown off this feedback loop and updating the bucket, but we've done it with the supplements. And now what I'm doing is I'm actually saying to the agent at the end of the book, summarize it, and then adapt my narrative bucket so the characters have got older, they've had experiences, that kind of thing. And then, like I said, the next change is using a customized unified narrative operator agent to do the upscaling of the story at the end, because the stories are dry. We're adding in the extra detail as a second stage, and we're writing the stories backwards as well, just in case you're new. Alright, so we go from the last page. I'm trying to chill out a little bit tonight, so we're moving at a slightly slower pace than usual, but it gives me a bit more time to explain things, so it's never bad. Okay, I'm not going to read these supplements and all this tonight. I'm just going to show you, what I'm going to do with this, alright? So, if you have written your pages, what I do when I've written my pages is I zip them up and I put them in a folder. So here we go, I've got book 1, and I've got evolved, and I've got the original. That was when I finished the book, and then this is when I evolved it. This here would be, that'll be when we've evolved it. Same here, because at first I didn't know, at first I was like, oh, I'll save it when I finish the book, and then I'll evolve it. And then I was like, I'll just save it when it's evolved and call it book 2, book 3 is fine. And book 3 doesn't need evolving either. Even though I think I might have. Let me just check. Because there's no story supplement. So once we wrote book 2, book 3 even. Yeah, no, I didn't. It would have been like, why? Because I could get to do that if I wanted to write a 4th book. But it's like, if you write a trilogy, you kind of have to write another trilogy, don't you? I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking like a madman. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump in here and we are going to unzip that story right there. Okay. Unzip it, and it's going to give us the whole lot, right? And the reason I did that was because I wanted like a snapshot, because yeah, I know the story's here. And ignore the 6th page. I think it like farted. It's funny, it did the whole thing, and then when I updated the bucket, it made a 6th page for some reason. And when you read it, it's kind of like just page 5 again. So I think it kind of farted when I did the update, but it's fine. Like I said, you'll catch it in the edit. Like an unnecessary 6th page. I think it was misinterpreting the fact that I called it a 6-page plan, but it starts at 0. So everybody count with me, yeah? 0 is 1. So when you get to 5, it's 6 pages. But the LLM gets confused by this kind of abstract math. And he's like, you said 6 pages, there's only page 5. I'll make page 6, So he gets defeated. And the only reason is because, in programming, you often start at 0 for an array, not 1, Anyway, it's an ID, not a count, if that makes sense. Whatever. So, I've already got this all set up. So this is book 1. So I'm going to chuck that to one side. And here we have a brand new Claude project already set up with my unified narrative operator system prompt. which again is in the it's in Johnson's narrative spittoon inversion. It's all in here, everything he needs in here. The Uno agent, even in Uno reverse if you're feeling brave and have a big context window. Like I said, it's for everything. It's for fiction and non-fiction. So I tend to use just the normal Uno version, which is in the prompts. It's in here with all the rest of the good stuff. There's choose your own adventure version. There's so many different things. They're all prompt based. So anyway, let's see. So if I go into Moonbase, this was the narrative bucket that was in use for the making of that story. With, you know what I mean? This is what was used. So what I'm going to do, I might just, is it going to spit at me? Sometimes it spits at you and says, oh, you're uploading too many files. Let's see, so we've got everything in there, but there's one thing missing, which is the main law book. The main law book is that one, the OUTPOST law. There we go, we're up to 25%. It's a good effort, considering it's just, this isn't a story, this is just background, who the characters are, what the world is, a bit of meta, you know, bit of glossary terms. You know, so it's all named, and then a couple of like rules of how to write, like the Ritchie Henderson Sanderson system, which you guys came up with in the chat that time not so long ago. I'll show you how to use this next, but let's just set the other two up real quick. So we go back, we go here, we open, unzip this one, and to be honest, I don't really need them open, but I will drag the pages from there as I'm doing it. So as you can see, we've now got a book 2, right? But we don't need that right now, we need this. Okay. So I'm only going to need 3 in the end. Okay, so we move over to the second operator. It's the exact same. So what we're doing is we're customizing our Uno agent with our narrative bucket. This is why I keep on saying, like, I came up when I say narrative bucket, call it a narrative checkpoint if you want. It's a collection of files that defines what the story we're working on is. And it comes with a whole bunch of built-in stuff. Look, there's the holographic tutor agent right there. Most of it's RAG programming though. The Ghostwriter style contains the Ritchie Henderson Sanderson system. Normally it has my because but therefore in reverse system. No, although wait, that might be a narrative spittoon actually saying that. I think I just put I had like a general use Ghostwriter in the default style. But anyway, I'm going to make like a proper GitHub just for this very soon, where it's got all of the, you know, the different narrative buckets, so you can just pick and have loads of examples. It's going to be like a big thing. I'm going to make a big deal out of it. So, and then no one will notice. That's what happens whenever I do a big thing. But then in a year, it'll probably be built into bloody ChatGPT. That seems to be the vibe. But it's cool, man. They say you should be part of the... They say, what did they say? They said, be the change you want to see in the world. And it makes you laugh the first time you hear it, but it's true. You're like, really? But yeah, really. So, that's why I give it all away, guys. Okay. So, here we go. Let's go for book 3. So let's unzip this one here. And I'm not going to be boring you with writing for the entire of the show tonight, guys. I got a tight schedule tonight. Okay, so book 3 doesn't have a book 3 because it is the story. Okay, but Moonbase has changed. So what we got to do is we got to drag the Moonbase stuff in there, and I've just forgotten to drag the law book into this one. So let me just do that. And then, yeah, book 3, we get the law book. Oh, wait, hang on. I just got the wrong law book, didn't I? I don't think it changes. Oh! Okay. Let's try that one more time. Okay, cool. I think I just, like, broke it by doing things too quickly. So 438, 438, yeah, it hasn't changed. It's the same on every... Ooh, but is it? 36 kilobytes. Yeah, it can't be the same size and the same length and also not and be different. That would just be extremely unlikely. Okay. So this is actually the only one I need, and the process is really simple. We need one prompt. So it's in the OG prompts, I think. Do you know what? I'm just going to check the one I used last time so I actually tell you the right one. If I go to Uno, which is now Empire, remember I customized it for Empire. So this would be the final chapter of the third book. So, here we go. So we take this. Cool. I've got what I need. So if I go to here and I go into prompts, this is like my plan section where I keep, like, OG prompts are just from the last Empire project. These are all the prompts that you find in Narrative Spittoon. I like cloned the GitHub and then deleted everything but the prompts folder, and that's like a cheat sheet. But plan is actually the prompts that we used for writing this trilogy. So what I've decided to do is, as I say, right now we're about to create like a general purpose prompt that's going to be used to upscale the pages. So I'm going to call it, you know, general upscale, and if I have to give it like individual page names for some reason, I can do that, but it's just a record so you know what you're doing, because sometimes it gets a bit crazy with everything. So like, oh, what did I actually do? What was the actual prompt? Like, you could look back through the chat logs, but what if you've got multiple machines? Maybe it's because that was the problem I kept having. It's on the other machine. Oh, hello. There's some people talking in the chat. Let's take a quick break and talk about that before I continue. Yo, Superior Mushroom King, says Lord Fear. I'm getting an error from DJZ Nodes. Unable to import Panavision. Unable to avoid voice effects. Oh no! Hey, I tell you what it is. Yeah, the best thing is just to drop in and tell me. Do you know what I think it is? Also, project folder path node, imp v1, and control prompt. Do you know what I think you need to do? I think you need to do a git pull and do it manually, because I think that Comfy Manager is screwing me and giving people old versions. I've had it happen on a bunch of stuff. I'm hoping that they fix whatever it is, because this is how it goes down, right? You push a version up to Comfy Manager, right? And then that's all people get forever. So then if you update the GitHub, but you don't push it to Comfy Manager as well, because you've got to do it separately with Comfy CLI, people don't get the latest version. And there used to be a way that you could tell people, oh, just do the nightly and it'll get the latest version from GitHub and install it. But I don't know, they've been making loads of changes lately. So while I would love to say that there's something I can, like I could fix it with the code, I think the code's fine. And I think that because it just says unable to import voice effects. I'll take a look at it. Let me have a look at my Comfy startup log real quick. I'm going to do the unthinkable. And we're going to restart this bad boy right now and check the log. Because if I've still got it, then that means it's a problem with the release. And to be honest, this is something I do care about, because it annoys me when I try to pull my own nodes down from remote onto like a server. And it's like, what the hell is this? And so I end up doing it manually. Recursive flag? I don't know. Like, I did get a warning about some of my custom nodes being like written badly or something. Like there was something when you push it. You can do a git pull live. I can do that too. I can do that too. Here, look, check it out. In fact, this needs to be done, so let's do it. Because the thing is, right, if people aren't able to get the you know, this version of the nodes, and I did actually push it like lately, or only thing I add like regular is like prompts and like things like that. There has been a new, hang on a minute, I think I've got a new node that needs to be pushed. Oh, yeah, there is, but it's called depth prompt. Right. Okay. I'm going to do it in downloads and commit synths. Okay. Git clone off. Right then. What did you get? What did you get? Put it on name. Put it the other way around. Where's Zenkai depth prompt? Depth prompt. Wait. Okay, that doesn't exist yet. But image prompt is there. Is it just me? Wait a minute. What's going on here? Yeah, there's definitely something fishy going on here, mates. It's missing stings. Okay, slight derailing, but like I said, this is like that emergency tip I was talking about. So, the audio effects and stuff are there. I need to see the init. That's what I need to see. All right, show me your moves. Okay, so this is like chronologically added by me manually. So it goes down to Zenkai prompt, image prompt v2. And there's voice effects. So let's take a look at my install. No, it's not in there, is it? Dirt. Right. Now, look at my init. What have we got? Down to the bottom. Depth prompt, control prompt, imp, folder path node, image prompt v2. So what's going on? It's missing loads of stuff. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some. Do you know what? I know I'm in the middle of this, but I might need this. Oh wait, I just forgot. Guess what? You can run 2 of them. Yeah, boy. I'm gonna put one into DJZ nodes and get cooking. I can't believe I didn't know you could run 2 at once for ages. I just remembered. Okay. Yeah, we'll just make a new one. Make a new one. No, actually, do it in situ. That's much better. It might confuse him, but I think I'll get away with it, you know? So when I say that, I mean just literally open it up in the comfy where it's installed. Just like that. And it's a big one as well. There's a lot of files in there. Okay. Alright. So. First things first. The init is out of date. So are the files not there? I bet they're not. Right, do you know what? I got an idea. Let's just do an update. Like, if I put it on date modified. What's this? Node. Python path. What the heck? What's that? And why is Notepad opening strangely? Oh, that's just where my embedded Python is. But why is that file there, though? I'm sure it makes sense in some dimensional universe, but I'm not going to concern about it right now. So, according to this, there's project file path, which was missing. There's requirements. I don't know why there's a Pi project. Right, I'm just gonna throw up all that, but not the node. I don't know what the heck's that. There's some garbage in my home repo, but that's what I have. So the next thing is, and this is the reason I brought the tool up, is because I don't want to waste time looking at this. This is what, whenever I joke and say, oh, I use my clones to do that, you know what I mean? What I mean is what I'm about to do. So yeah, we've had like what, 5-10 minute derail from this side quest, but now I'm going to commit it to a clone, which is essentially like, hey Claude, right? So we're going to write out a nice prompt for him to chew on. Okay, and obviously I don't trust him. I actually do, but good practice. Zip it up. Zip it up. That might take a while because it's a big repo. I've actually got like loads of images in the image prompts folder. Do you know what? Stop. What I'm going to do is be smart about it, and I'm just going to zip up the nodes, because the folders have got loads of images. Like, I probably got about 20 gigabytes of images and depth maps and all kinds of stupid stuff. Right. Anyway, we'll compress them as a backup, right? Backup. Node. Audit. What's the date today? Do it backwards. 25/04/30. It doesn't matter as long as it goes up. Doesn't matter what order. As long as it goes up, because you know it'll be in order then, won't it? Right. So from this point, I can start getting swifty with the prompts. So what we're going to do, I'm going to say at init py lists all of my custom nodes for comfy UI. Oh my god, can't type. It's because I've got the stupid glove on. I need a bigger one. It's real tight. Comfy UI. Excuses. Yeah. All of my custom nodes for Comfy UI, which are the .py files in this folder. And if I say, yeah, it's in the root of this project. Let's say in this project root, right? So I'm just going to say, check that all the .py files are listed in. I just want to check that they're all in there, yeah? I can't be bothered to read that. They're listed in my init. Write a report including the .py files that are not in the init file. Okay. Use the list to check that the requirements include the correct dependencies for the unlisted .py nodes. Okay. Use the list, yeah, the list. I probably should have like given it a name and stuff, but I'll like loop through the prompt a couple times. You see what I mean? Right. Lord Fear trying to tell me to install the Sage Attention Boogaloo Part 3. I always demo stuff in SDPA because I know that a lot of people can't install the Sage, and I'll be real, I cooked my install a couple times installing Sage. One time I installed it and the next day we didn't need it anymore. So I welcome people to experiment, but there's so many different ways of doing it. I'm like, yeah, I'll probably just link someone else's tutorial if I'm being real. I think Pers did a really good one saying that, because I'm not like anti-linking other people's stuff. If it's good content, if it's good quality education and all, who cares? It's well written, link it. We're here to move forward, not to like fan club, I guess. We've got to move forward and get better. Okay. Write a report including the PI files that are not. So write a report, let me just say named missing PI, or missing init, missing from init.md. Put some underscores or dashes in there, because computers don't like spaces. Missing from init.md. Yeah, on Linux it just installs, I know. I've got a Sage wheel, I just don't use it. Like I said, I've said this before, if everyone can't run it, if it doesn't just work out the box, I shouldn't be demoing it, because it's almost like a trick, isn't it? Imagine if I was like, hey guys, look how amazing these images are, and I've been doing like in-painting, upscaling, all kinds of stuff, and it's like, that's cheating. You can't, well, unless I'm up front. I'm just saying, like, you can't, with all of this additional high-level installing of libraries and all this sort of stuff, you have to respect the skill curve. Most people aren't there, and I'm not here to teach you how to do that. There are other channels that will teach you how to install Sage Attention. That's all they do. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I can do it, but I know that most people don't know how to do that. Would be afraid of doing that. Might break their computer doing that. And in the past, when I've tried to show people the high-level technical stuff, like, they can actually be like, you know, damaging their computers if they're not careful. So, like I said, I try to stay in between the curbs, if that makes sense. I know you guys want to go off-road, and you're welcome, you know, but sometimes I have to try and keep things on the tarmac, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, you could go off-road at any point, but for the purposes of explaining things, I think it's like, that's like another level above what most people want to learn. I'm not like, you know, I don't know. Yeah, learn to walk before you can run is what I'm saying. And what I'm trying to do right now is like not even, this isn't even education. We're just chill. We're just chilling. So init.py lists all my custom nodes. That's all where all the scripts are, right? So I don't want to spend too long on this. So use the list to check the requirements include requirements.txt includes the correct dependencies for the unlisted Pi nodes. Include recommended packages for addition to the requirements in the report. In the report. Yeah. Oh wait, just make a new one. In a file named missing deps.md. Now if we just put a couple of dashes in front of the things here, I'll make yourself a nice little bullet point list. Whoops. Now the only thing that sucks about laptops is the lack of a home and end key. My god, man. Init.py. Okay. Check all of the Pi files are listed. Write a report. Use the report. Use the list in the missing report to check requirements includes thing. Okay. And then there are a couple of things that you reported specifically, yeah? You said, okay, so Zenkai, those three were just missing straight up, so now they're fixed. But Panavision Lens and Voice Effects 2. Panavision. So we're doing like an auto debugging session right now. So what was it? Panavision Lens V1, comma, Voice Effects. The funny thing is we've actually made better. The funny thing is these nodes are deprecated, but I'll fix them anyway. We made better voice effects with Pedalboard. It was called Pedalboard. It's made by Spotify, the library. It's way better than I wrote voice effects with Claude in Python, and then we were like, hang on a minute. Spotify literally released all of this stuff for free, and it's like pro grade. So we switched over to that. And as for the Panavision Lens, I tend to use cathode ray now, or one of the film effects. There's probably about 30 or 40 of them, but I still thank you for pointing this out to me. Are not loading. We should debug them after this task is complete. Okay, and then I could say consider the task consider the task done when all 3 reports are written. And you'd be like, what third report? Remember I said I loop through the prompts. So, and write the node dash inspection.md report. There we go. Alright, so if that is now done, we can switch back to what we were doing. Oh, jeez. Let me just check I haven't missed any comments because I was scrolled up. Okay. So let's see. You're a semi-Linux wizard now. Didn't fully ascend. Yeah, I know what you mean. I kind of went down into the sorcery basement and haven't come back. Remove the deprecated node so you can have a more lean custom node. Duplicating nodes. Oh no, they're not duplicates. I just mean that their function was replaced. And to be honest, my nodes are there as templates for people to fork and figure it out, like if they want to learn how to make custom nodes, because there's literally like 100 examples, more than, of trying to do almost anything. There's still a couple of things we haven't given examples for though, but they're like way more technical, like the latent stuff. I haven't done much with latent stuff. Okay. Oh. Well, that might be why you can't find it. It's not even in the pack. But yeah, I'm sneaking on the report. I should keep looking at what I'm doing. So yeah, we need to modify this upscaling prompt. So switch. We're now, in fact, quick. I need to put my other hat on so you know we're talking about something else. Alright, I've got my other hat on. So, we're not talking about what that other guy with the cat was talking about no more. We're going back to the general upscaling stuff now. So, I found out the best way to just say @/thing if you're using Klein and you want to like have things ready to go. You don't know what it actually is, just make sure you put an @ in there. So here we go. Let's save that and go up here. So I'm going to put the prompts in like this. Oh crap, do you know what I've just done? Autopilot mode. I've changed it to that when I knew I was going to use Claude. So I'm like getting ahead of my own intelligence now. Alright, there. You do it in quotes when you're in Claude. You do it with an @ when you're in Klein. And you think, well, why are you doing it in... why aren't you just using this one? And the reason is because it's charged slightly differently, for a start. You're on a daily usage limit. Whereas the other one, it's pay per token. So by doing the big bit, the upscaling part, here, it's cheaper, faster, and actually I think the quality is a little bit better. They're sneaky. I think it's because their web platform has some tricks which the API doesn't have. So obviously we're going to say extended thinking, and we're using the term think deeply. Alright. And of course there is all this programming: contextual assessment, enhancement and evaluation, golden shadow, environmental expansion, action scene enhancement when applicable, prose smoothing, repetition elimination, and then it does it all in order, and it aims for 200%, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like I said, this is a hard for agent which we've like refined over hundreds of projects. It's track tested. Put it that way, it's track tested, this thing. You got to tune it every 100 miles because it explodes. No, I'm joking. So please use Uno to think deeply about enhancing a single chapter from my book. Use the Empire Project instructions. No. You see, this would be Outpost, or in fact Moonbase. If we look, it's right in here somewhere. Moonbase Project Instructions.txt, which lists all these files. Okay, Moonbase Project Instructions, and then please use no, not Empire. We're writing Outpost. So now we're pointing at our RAG. Retrieval, augmented, generations. Okay, now we're not like running it like that. It's not going to do anything because we haven't actually given it the page yet. But if I was to go into, this is book 1. Okay, so I'm going to go into book 1, page 0, drop it in, and go. Now hopefully he doesn't say, "Oh, we're really busy right now," and kick me out. That has happened once, which is the downside of using a chat like this rather than using Klein. But honestly, when you're about to double the number of text, like literally, we're gonna. So if I said, "Here's a page," that is 25,948 characters. Okay, so that might be 75,000 tokens. Now that's not a lot of money in the current scheme of things, but what I'm trying to say is, if you don't have to pay, why pay? Because it does have to read through it all, and it's going to double it. So it'll be 150,000. You're looking at 150,000 maybe, and that's one page. There's 6 pages. So you're looking at 1 million tokens. It's going to be about $4. I mean, it's nice that you can work it out. You know, you can kind of go, like I could look at a book now and go, it's about £3.50. Or, as we like to say around here, it's about 5 bananas. How many bananas do you get in a bunch? But yeah, so this is what I'm trying to say, right? So I'd rather let the agent do it in Claude projects because I've got the membership, right? I'm actually very tempted to get the £75 a month, guys. I'm not going to lie. Because it make you know, you can do work. You can do work. It's not like a joke. You can do work now. And some people will say that's not real work. Come on, guys. There's loads of stuff that's not real work. Does it make money though? If it makes money and it takes up time, it's work. I'm quite practical about it. And like I said, if you can do this in a day, imagine what you could do with a week with a little bit of effort. Because the thing is, the reason people don't take the effort is because they think they'll never finish it because it's such a large effort. But the reality is now that you can get the AI to do the heavy lifting, and then you can come along and it's like paint by numbers. If you had an actual idea, if you have an idea, you can execute in record time, and then you can put all the effort into making it good at the end. You know, like the editing process can be your focus. You don't have to be like, oh, I got writer's block in book 2 or something ridiculous, or oh, I just don't have the time, it's too busy at work right now, that kind of thing, you know. Or you're just not in the mood. I'll be honest, if I'm not in the mood, I won't write for 6 months because I'm just not in the mood, because I know I'll just write garbage anyway. But when you're in the mood, you'll like smash stories out, like, so you have to kind of capture that. I think that's what I was trying to say at the beginning of the show, was like, when the irons are hot, you gotta keep going. You can't let them cool off. Otherwise, it's like... Claude use is most definitely work, says Dragon. Yeah, I'd say so. I had to tell him what to do. So anyway, he's finished. Alright, so like I said, when you get to that point, we're just going to open up our Claude, and we're going to go to our, what is it? I'm going to make a new folder called Book 1. Oh, that's not a folder. I got scammed. I'm getting scammed again. There we go. Book 1, Uno, and inside of it, you guessed it, page 0.txt. Okay. Done. So now we get to compare, right? So let's just have a look here. So page 0, the arrival, that was 16,000 characters. So what do we get? What did we get? What does it weigh in at? 16,700, 28,944. So that's nice. It's manageable. It didn't go nuts. I have had it happen sometimes with certain types of content. It'll do 4x instead of 2x. And I think it's because he just gets into it. And because he doesn't really know. What's really interesting is they can't actually count. I found this out. So Gemini, for example, if you told him double the number, so I have 6,000 characters, make it 12,000. There's obviously more that goes into it than that, but just the principle. If you said that, he'll make it, and then he'll stop at a point and go, "Could you tell me how many characters, how many words there are, please?" And you'll be like, "Okay, they're this many." And even if you're like 20 short, say it's like 6, you ask for 700 and it's 680, he'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'll do better next time." And then he'll start frantically trying to make 20 more words, and he's having like a bit of an existential crisis over it because he can't really count. He's just guessing, which is really interesting. You can actually see this in VS Code with Klein if you don't use the right terminal, because it can't read the output of the terminal, and he's like blinded by it, you know? He's like, can you tell me what happened when I ran that command, please? That's fun. But anyway, I digress. So what we'd be doing now, very simply, because I say trust the process. Trust the process, you've got work to do. What that means is we're not going to read it yet, okay? We're not going to read it yet. We're literally just going to go process the pages, please. And when all the pages are done, then we'll read it. Yeah. And remember, bad seed philosophy. It may be that you got a bad seed when you did this. So if you get a bad page, you could actually just do it again. You're not going to get the same outcome every time. Although, let's just be clear what this does. It doesn't change the speech. It doesn't change any factual information. What it does is it tags on a little bit of extra information. Like, I use the example, well, here, look, let's just read it. The scene takes place in Command Module Alpha's briefing room. So that's the space station section, yeah? Follows Staff Sergeant Alina Diaz as she receives a dangerous new mission assignment. So he evaluates the page. Golden Shadow looks for parts of the storyline that were undeveloped. So unresolved plot lines, hints of something interesting. So unspoken tension around Vega's presence, the psychological impact of the ruins, and the hints of deeper conspiracies. We're doing cosmic horror with this one. So it's not like Alien. It's more like... I mean, Space 2001 is still not quite right. It's more like a Lovecraftian thing, which we're doing. Environmental expansion. So it's going to describe. So there'll be sections where they were in the briefing room and it never described it. They were in the equipment bay and they never described it. So this will describe it, but it will use all of that rag. So it's the same fountain of information that made the story is being used to fill it out. And so it doesn't look quite as repetitive because it's allowed to draw from the same dynamic rag data that the story was written with. Okay. The dog just asked, what about demon seeds? Yeah, bad seed motto. Just try again, says Fernicar. Alright. Prose smoothing, so it does transitions between scenes and character movements, and then repetition elimination. It also does an action enhancement, but there isn't any action in the page 0, you know what I mean? So here is the enhanced version. Oh, that's weird. He's just doing it there as text. That's weird. So usually he would write me an artifact, but he's just been like, here you go. And in fact, we could actually compare. So if we take a look at that and then take a look at what it actually is. Do we have a thing here? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we can do that. I'm in the way. I'm not getting out of the way though. Can we have just the preview? Anyway, so Command Module Alpha's briefing room. Command Module Alpha's briefing room. And it ends at revealing nothing. So, where's revealing nothing? Is it even on this paragraph? But this time, it's gone. He's changed it. See what I mean? It used to say cold blue eyes observing everything, but then cold blue eyes revealing nothing. There. So look, all it added was like a shark assessing potential prey. I think it must have added... No, it's added a bunch more stuff. It's all interspersed. So where's Director Vegas at the table? Hang on. Command Alpha involved the thing. Representative. Where's representative? There. That's representative. It should have ended there, but instead it goes... Anxiously clutching data pads filled with specialized requirements. So that was added. So do you see what I mean? It's just padding it out with a bunch of stuff that should be there really, but wasn't, because we write it dry to save on tokens in the outset. And I mean, like, this is wet. This is like, to use an audio term, this is a wet narrative. This is a wet paragraph. And then if I could even find, I don't even know, is that even it? Hang on. That this is that's been completely added as well. That's all added as well. The artificial lighting casts harsh shadows across his features, emphasizing the deep lines of calculated decision-making etched into his face. His presence seemed to draw oxygen from the room, creating a vacuum of authority that made breathing difficult for those assembled. That's a bit over the top, but that's because we're using the Guy Ritchie, Gonzo, Sanderson technique right now, so it's probably going to be a bit more unhinged than usual, because we're trying to push it stylistically and like. Anyway, he's bordering on the edge of mania. I love it. Okay, so yeah, the bottom line is it works and it's not bad. It reads back just fine. So yeah, have we finished this page or is it still writing? You never really tell. Yep, it's finished. So I don't want to get the bit there at the top. I just want from here. Okay. Page 1.text. Oh crap! I didn't get the file name. There it is. Save that. Save that. I don't know why that's not out. There. That's the original. Right. Okay. So yeah. Page 0, page 1, and then as you can imagine, you know, obviously if I'm not explaining it, you know, probably I'll be watching some Netflix or something and relaxing at the end of the day, and I'll just be like, oh, I'll copy this and click there, put it in again. Nothing needs to change. Yeah, and because it's self-evolved, I've got the, you know, it's just putting the pages in. Book 1, please. Page 2. Put it in. Extended thinking. And go. I wouldn't recommend doing multiple pages because they'll rate limit you. So just do one tab at a time and let it run. Do the copy. Just move through it slowly. Let it take your time. And like I said, once you get to the end of it, and this is the next thing, which we're not going to look at tonight because I'm like a massive tease. But a new agent is coming for the spittoon, which will do in-painting, narrative in-painting. So what that means is that you'll grab a section of text, okay? So then the AI will have the full text, and it will then have, you'll give it the sequence, you know what I mean? So you'll say, here's a page, and here's a quote. I want this to happen in that quote. You know, make sure it fits the style of the page, but also make sure that the beginning and the end doesn't change. and then you can just copy paste it straight in like a patch in painting images. That's the idea. That's how it works. When I say that's the idea, that's how it works. Yeah. And then of course, the longer the section of text that you paste in, the more tokens it is. But this is the thing, right? If you were to start typing in the middle of if you just start typing in the middle of a section of text, it can be as long as it needs to be. So what I'm trying to say is, if I did it here, it would always start with pressure differential stabilized, and then it would end with burn through or through suit shielding. So the idea is that it ends the same and it starts the same, so that it can be just put back in once it's been rewritten. And then it's up to you how crazy you get with it. So the idea is obviously just patching narrative, but instead of you trying to repeat, because the thing is, we're making some really complicated stylizations of the writing style now. You can't just go in there and type it out. It's obvious. It kind of looks like what black paint on a white canvas. Anyone can spot it if you just go in and try to. I mean, if you're a really talented writer, prove me wrong, okay? But that's because you're really good at it. Do you see what I mean? You're making up for the... Most people wouldn't be able to just go in and edit, and then no one will notice. So I wouldn't try. That's why I set up this method, you know. And the concept is the same. All we're doing is adapting image techniques to text. That's what we're doing. So you could probably come up with a couple on yourself, you know. The idea is a patch, so that I say, oh, so this is saying a bunch of stuff here, right? Or here, Diaz kept her helmet on, right? Maybe I don't want her to keep her helmet on. Maybe I want her to take her helmet off. So I would copy this text and say she didn't keep her helmet on, and then it will have to rewrite it to make it make sense without changing. Well, it's kind of hard when I'm like, you're not allowed to change the first few, but you see what I'm trying to say. I'd take the patch around the thing I want to change, just like in painting. So you make a mask essentially, you know. And then my method for blending is like the word or maybe two words at the beginning and the end of the section. That would be, and it would be like, she didn't keep it. But then you've got to be careful, because obviously if you say, oh, she didn't have a helmet on, and then like 3 pages later she has, you know, so you say it's for you to mess around with like a tool. You could make a mess just as much as you could make a masterpiece. So see, look at this. What is this? It's proclaiming ISO compliance. Oh God, that's not actually bad. That's actually about right. What? You've got a certification placard proclaiming your ISO compliance. Yeah, it's definitely coffee time. Okay, so yeah, normally I do coffee time on the hour, but we started on the half hour, so I guess that's what we're doing. Coffee time, ladies and gents. Water. I need water. What's that? What number standard is he you're quoting? ISO. Yeah, I know. This, it's 2197 ISO standard, bro. ISO 22000. Sci-fi. Like I said, anything like that, like, you can change with search replace. If there's some whacked out term, don't worry about it. Don't get him to change it, because it's easy to do search replace. I actually leave them in like anchors, you know? So I'm like, oh, I'd search replace for that whacked out term that AI kept using. It's easy to edit. And also, there's a certain element of if you're able to use the tools, you're able to do things that you want to do, right? So you've got like fluency with the tool, if that makes sense. And so when the tools get better, your work gets better. So it's like you're future-proofing your own skill by augmenting it with the tools. And the thing is that over time, you're going to end up in a situation where, yeah, sure, like the work that you do early on won't be as good as the work that you do later. But isn't that how it should be? Like, you learn from your mistakes and get better? Isn't that just... So it's just accelerated learning then. That's literally what it is. And also, anybody that's like, oh, I don't know... All big education places, they're all starting to do this thing now called accelerated learning. And what is it? It's AI-powered learning. So yeah, it's if you use the tools, you learn faster. It's not really a debate anymore. Right. Baseball cap's back. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. So obviously it's done another page for us, I think. No, it hasn't. Wait. Page 2. Yeah, it has. Page 2. Okay, so this one has gone from here. So we will do copy pasta. We will pasta chef our draft into the manuscript. Okay. Page 2. And we're halfway through book 1 already. I'm just saying, like, if I wasn't explaining what I was doing, you know, you can pretty much just watch Netflix while you do this part of the process. The bit that actually takes the thought is the edit. Because you have to, like, do you know what? A lot of people say you should read through it or print it out and read it on paper. Now, personally, what I do is I read a summary so I know what to expect, and then I just edit it live. I just read through and I edit things as I'm going along. I'm like, that doesn't make sense, and I'll make a note of it so that I can do a search replace if it's like something that keeps coming up. Usually if you do a search for something, like, because you only have it, you can't really do it while it's split to pages. You have to kind of get to the end of this process, compile it into a manuscript, which is, as I should say, a draft document, so a single document with many pages. Yeah, it's easier to edit in that traditional format, you know, and it's way longer than any AI you can even attempt to look at by that point as well. It'll be too long for a context window. But anyway, I'm not going to go on, you know what I mean? It would be a waste of time for me to go on about this, mostly because it's just repeat from now on, right? Obviously, when I get to book 2, I'll use book 2 agent. When I get to book 3, I'll use the book 3 agent. And then at the end of that, I'm done. Yeah. So, like I said, that is actually now we've gone from writing a book a day in 3 days. So we did 3 books in 3 days with Empire. With this one, we've done 3 books in 1 day. Okay. Because it was much quicker because I didn't do the upscaling, right? I was like, I'll upscale the pages last. So then you do 1 day of writing 3 books, and then 1 day of upscaling all the pages, compile it all together, and now you're ready to do the first draft. It's kind of crazy. And the thing is, I'm kind of like proud of Six Fingers type art guy. Don't care what, because next year they won't look like that, and that's art in my view. Like it's not something which will be able to, if I gave you an LLM in 2 years time, it won't be able to do what they're doing now because they just keep improving. And in a way, the mistakes are like what's interesting about it. I don't know, because one day there won't be any, so it's kind of like a time capsule of progress, even if it's not like a commercial property per se. But like I said, I teach writing with AI, and these are like my coaching demo materials. So it's like if you want to see what the quality is like without having put any real effort in besides the planning, and it's your idea. You did all the planning, you did all the execution, but really, I keep saying this is more like being the director of a stage play, and then you turned the cameras on. I know it's like, well, what, isn't that making a movie? No. So what I mean is that you have devised a simulation of a world and a universe, people in a world and a universe, and then they're doing what you want, like puppets. So it's kind of like a puppet show, and then it's a simulation. So they will all act and react as they should be according to the programming and definitions you gave. And then you're just recording what happens when you... So I say what happens, and it tells me in detail, taking into account all the rules. It's kind of more like a simulation game, really. But anyway, so like I said, I came up with a whole bunch of crazy ideas, and then that got kneaded into the final page of a story and a bunch of characters in a defined world, and then it just wrote that backwards, and then we like summarized what we wrote, evolved the starting point, and wrote the last page again, and then wrote it backwards, summarized the story, repeat. You could just keep going like that forever. It's never going to go crazy because it's like, it was you. Like if I go and check, look, let me show you. Just to sort of check that. Here's the last page prompt. So this is the prompt for the last page. Okay? So like to say that so I've actually written more than there is on the last page. Because it actually is like, it's a bit like Tins, where we had all of the software definitions, like it's written in Java, it uses a batch file, it does this, and then that's enough for the AI to go, oh yeah, I know what I need to do. And so he reads all this and he goes, oh yeah, I can make the last page, and I'll write the whole thing. Yeah, this is Tins for narrative. Like that's the thing, Tins came from in narrative inversion, and what we're doing here is very similar, because the last page of a book is like the README for software. It kind of tells you everything that happened, because think about it. Think about the end of Star Wars. They're all getting a medal, right? Luke, Han, and Chewie are getting a medal. Well, Chewie didn't get a medal, but Han and Luke are getting a medal from Princess Leia. And the evil empire is defeated, and the Death Star is blown up, and the princess has been saved. So you've just given away half of the major events in the story. Do you see what I mean? Like if you take the end of a movie and say, how did we get here? The LLM can tell us what the most likely reason is. And then if we then say, oh well, and also within all these rules. And that's how it works. And so anyway, here we have the book 1 prompt here. See, it looks small, doesn't it? You look at it like this, it looks small. But actually, there's a whole bunch of stuff in the word wrap. That's all one line because we're prompting. So there's book 1. There's book 2. That's the plot of book 2. There's book 3, spoilers. And that's how, there you go. And then we have Final Expedition, so the last page of the last book. Lots of deaths in this one. Lots of deaths. Lots of mind-bending stuff. It was sort of like Alien meets Space 2001, but there's no alien and there's no crazy robot. It's like alien ruins, but they're not really, there's no one there, you know? They're all long dead, and they're like finding out why. That's pretty much it. Anyway, so that was Moonbase, and like I said, I'm going to carry on doing the upscale job on this, and then eventually there will be another book to mess around with. Okay. Now, what was next? Like, switch back. Let's see how this guy's getting on here. Oh, Librosa. Okay, yeah, he's figured it out. We'll put him to work. He gets the stamp of approval. Yeah, basically he's found out there was some missing dependencies. I think something happened with an update and we lost some files. I think I restored most of them, but missed a few more. Yeah, you can run that command, mate. Oh. There you go. Alright, well, he's working on that. So obviously I could carry on, like I say, messing around with this, but I'll do that in my own time. So then, let's get over to the comfy workflow bits. Okay, so let's see, which one's this one? This one's using image prompt, we know about that. Image prompt with depth. This one is using image prompt as well with depth. Fill in paint. Yeah, I think that is one of the ones I was using. I could have sworn I had it. Ah, there we go. Here we go. Right. I think I was supposed to check my logs earlier as well. Let me have a look here. I'm only missing Efficient Sam. Yeah, look, Panavision lens unable to be imported. So yeah, I have the problem with Panavision lens. It might be that it's actually gone and I just need to remove it from the init. So I'll check. Anything else in there? No. Okay. Alright, so as you can see, what we have here is we have this is already out, guys. It's already up on the DJZ folder in the workflows pack in the folder folder under Flux Tools. You'll find some new workflows, and this is the second advanced in painting with Flux Fill. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using Flux 1 Fill Dev Q8 GGUF, so it's easy to run, much easier to run. And then we're going to be using my Empire style with my GKG Soldier style, and we're saying faceless soldier metal plated robot helmet. Okay, and then I'm going to change the image just for the sake of it's a different image. Okay, let's go with this one. So there we have girl. And it's one of the Thora mutations using the style model. So then what I'm going to do, let's see, the hair's going to be a bit tricky, kind of shoulder position, but I think, I mean, I suppose I could actually do it like, oh, how could you do that? Well, anyway, I'll just show you what I was doing, because it's like pretty straightforward. You just make a blockhead, Not my best work. Not my best work, but I think it'll be fine. I'll be surprised how good the in-painting is. So go like that. Now this is a 2048 by 2048 image, okay? But the best thing about this workflow is it uses Shaka Labs with KJ Node's Union Selector and depth anything V2. You can use your own depth, whatever. But the interesting thing, like I said, is Yeah. When it does the in-paint, it only does the crop. So, as you can see, it just took her head. That's all it took, right? So it doesn't in-paint the whole thing. It only in-paints where you painted the mask. So, in fact, let me just make that more obvious. I need to do the mask better. More betterer. So let's make it a tight mask, and I'll cover a bit more of the hair. I don't know how it's going to do it now. Maybe she'll be looking to the right. Don't know. Let's see what we get. And so it'll make a box around the mask. So it'll just be that bit that gets done. And then what I noticed was that because my images were generated with a style Laura and then upscaled, it didn't match its low-res face, you see. And so obviously the solution is to just mimic, right? So we're using the style Laura, which I've obviously put right here. So we've loaded our Flux Dev Laura here, okay, and then added it to the clip. But with the upscale, we're only going to use Shuttle Jaguar Q8. And then for the size, we're taking the size of the crop only. And because we're taking the crop, that means we're going to do upscaling on 424 by 424. So it doesn't take very long at all. So then that's obviously going to upscale the head. Yeah. And the thing about this is it has to be exact. Like if it isn't, if these different, if this isn't, you know, set exactly like this, then you're going to get a funny line. And I was actually thinking it might be worth looking at fixing it, because you can still see an edge, and I know how to fix the edge. You've got to do a ring paint. Yeah, you need to dilate this edge as a new mask and then in paint over it so it's blended. That's how you fix it. So like I said, this is like a custom thing. It does a really good job right now, but it could be better. So we'll do 2, and I'll show you what I mean. Because obviously, as we said a couple of days ago, I was like, oh, I want to make the blockheads for this faction. You know what I mean? Like you can see in the background, the soldiers, they have like robot heads. They should be fully marked. They shouldn't have faces. So obviously a lot of in-painting needs to happen. That's like a transformer. But it's, like I said, it's close enough. And I think the way to tighten up the data set is just to manually get a bunch of in-painted upscales and then retrain it, you know? And then the V2 will have less of this stuff, right? Because at the moment it's just struggling, that's all. It's struggling because, you know, if you say faceless, faceless helmet. Oh, as in there's no chin, open face. Oh, so if you say faceless, it actually means the face is showing. Yeah. I love it. So if you say faceless helmet, you get one of these bad boys, or you get stuck in with this concept. Yeah. If you say full face helmet, right? I think you probably know what I'm talking about here. This is about the word association game. So full face helmet, ironically, doesn't show the face. Isn't that funny? Faceless shows the face. Full face doesn't. So sometimes you can get yourself in trouble with wording. It's just a good example, you know? But anyway, enough of that malarkey. What have we got here? So why is it taking so long? Come on. Oh, it's because it's Flux Dev. See, I'm spoilt because I'm a Schnell boy. I like my 4-step diffusion distilled, you know? No, shaken, not distilled. Okay, so look, it's given her a robot head. Alright, it's a bit vague. You see what I mean? How it's a bit crap? Because this is what the model actually makes, but I made the model to be upscaled. You got to ignore the hair where I didn't get the mask there. Alright, just ignore the hair. So anyway, it's going to do the upscale now with my standard boosted upscaler. It's at 1.0, so we could turn it to 1.5, you know. It's usually pretty quick. Come on, you're embarrassing me in front of all my friends. It's being unnecessarily slow. See, told you it was fast. Bloody thing. Trying to make me look bad. So yeah, just ignore the hair or I didn't get the mask right. Yeah, exactly. We are. Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah, okay, dragon and full dive. It does make sense, but I think it's ironic because faceless means no face, but you get a face, and full face means I want the full face, but actually, so it makes sense in the context of helmets, yes. But remember, we're talking about natural language processing and tokens, so it doesn't care which order you put the words in or whether they're connected necessarily. Right? Anyway. So like, for example, if I wanted to say faceless soldier, faceless soldier helmet or something, or faceless soldier helmet, you see? As in, I don't want there to be a face, it's going to give me one. So, because you're training against what's in the data already. Look at this, she's got a bucket on her head. Perfect. Make me another 2. Okay? And then obviously I can like curate the ones I like best. Bottom line. But what's interesting about this system is, like I said, we're actually doing the upscale and then we're squashing the image back down again. Right? And that's kind of why you can see the crop. Where is it? I'm trying to find the crop. It's around here somewhere. This one's blended better than some of them, you know. Some blend better than others, I guess, but I know you can see a line. I can't see one on this one, but anyway. Oh, it's because I wasn't looking low enough? Still can't see it. I know it's there, though. Maybe this one came out good. There we go. Another blockhead. See, it doesn't know what to do with the hair. It's like, what do I do? You've given me a crap one. So yeah, let's change it up. Oh, now that's a challenge. I remember it couldn't do anything with that one the other time. Okay. So let's open it up in a mask editor. And we'll give her a nice block. Oh, God. She's got... Okay, we'll try and give her a blockhead. So I'll go like that. Oh, my God. Look how big her head is. Oh, my God. It's not going to work. It's too big and weird. That is going to work, but it's going to be really big. That one came out good. See what I mean? A robot tall head thing. Tall helmets. Yes. Pesty. Yes, the vector. It's the association game. Yeah. But yeah, this is probably the easiest in-painting workflow that I've made for Flux. So, you know, I'm recommending it. I'm like, this one works. It works really well. It's fast. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, what's this? So this one actually doesn't really need to be done, but we'll do it again anyway. Whoops. Do it again anyway, because it's fun. Right, so I'm going to go for the tall boy. See if it works. Make me 2. Ooh! It did its best! It did its best. Cool. Okay. It's doing a bloody good... Look, it's having its best go, right? It's having its best go. I'm giving it crazy stuff like, hey, make robot head, please. It's like, yeah, okay. I should call it, like, for the tag, I should probably say armoured bucket head, shouldn't I? I should just say armoured bucket head, Victorian bucket head armour or something. I should avoid the word helmet or face and just go with robot bucket head. Where's Midjourney? Oi, Midjourney, I need you right now to test my crazy ideas. Oh, we're in a different world. Down, 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 down. Keep going until we get to the empires. Keep going till we get to the empire, baby. Empire, empire. Oh no, detectives first. Forgot about the detective. That was a whole other thing. Oh my god. These Lauras are already trained and up on Civet. Curated detective style in a flooded world. Because that's what the story is, you know, they're illustrative for a story. Some of them were a bit crap. And they got curated out. We'll get there. We'll get there, guys. This is the best way. If I touch that, I got so many images. It'll probably be in like last year. Oh, okay. I can feel like we're getting close. There we go. Look, we were making the horse riding, guys. See, some of these came out pretty good too. Look at that. Robot hussars. Okay, so if I use this thing, what is it? Use. Right. So they're all pictures of horses. Damn it. I got to keep going until I find, like, not pictures. Ah, here we go. Not pictures of horses. Yeah, let's use this one. Use that one. There you go. It's like infantry, yeah? And remember I said, like, there's a couple of, like, half CGI, half photo, and then all illustration. Heavy gauche. So what do I want to do? I don't even remember, mate. I needed Claude for something. Oh yeah, that's right. I needed to test the tag, didn't I? Soldier. And then cybernetic robot bucket head crusade. That might be enough, you know. I think that might be enough. Let's give it a blast. A horseless picture, or not a picture of a horse. It is horseless picture the same as a faceless picture? Well, I don't think you get horseless helmets. So that kind of mixes it up for everything. Some of these are really good. Look, look, they've got Monty Python horses. Imagine that. The robots don't really understand. Like, they saw the pictures, but they don't have horses. So they don't really... They just do that. Oh no. Oh no. These are really good. I love the art. I love the style of it. It's so disgusting and, like, messy. It's like a ink sketch that somebody went over with oil paint, which is so cool. Anyway, so cool. Right, so let's go to the top. Okay, so Buckethead Crusade. It does actually work, but it's still... See, this is the thing. Midjourney, it's trained, right? So it's got a propensity to do either robots or faces. And it doesn't like, you know... These are pretty good, though. So we'll go vary on that one. Vary on that one and vary on that one. Yeah, and then run it again. Yeah, that's a good prompt. I think Buckethead, Robot Buckethead Crusade is probably the best tag I could have added to that. Yeah, Robot Buckethead Crusade. Look at that. That's awesome. And see, the thing is, this is messy and it's not like Warframe, okay? it's kind of like it's kind of raw. I love the mess. Soldiers in training with training horses. Yeah, that's good. See, this is a bit too much. This is a bit too robotic. Like, for them to have drones that look like Chappie in that, I don't know. They're supposed to all be individuals, even though, you know, whatever. That's a pretty cool helmet. That's a cool helmet. That one's okay. It's more. That is actually a bucket, though. See, when you say bucket, it does help get the bucket shape, but yeah, do you know what? These are actually pretty well defined. Yeah, some of these are pretty good. I think I like this lot more. That one, less that one. I think when it's like this, with the colours and all, like this is a bit whack, you know. You've just got like a tiny, nah, it's too. There needs to be a bit of mystery, like, oh, do they have human heads in there? You know, I don't want to be like they don't, but I don't want to be like they do either. You see what I mean? It's kind of like you don't want to be like cutting off possibilities, because there's no need to define it. If people want to think they've got a human brain in there somewhere, that's fine. I'm okay with it, because it doesn't really change the plot or anything. Like, I'm okay with headcanon, do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not trying to yeah. This is pretty cool. I just like the messiness of it, you know? How it's not crisp. It's not even trying to be crisp. It's almost like put together in a hurry. Like, look at that all around them. Like, I used to see stuff like that and go, oh, fail. Now I look at it like, wow. It's actually like a stroke of genius, because it's sort of like including printing errors and stuff, which it's character. Actually does a pretty good job. They're all way too realistic, but it's almost too robotic as well. Oh man, that's yeah, it's lost it. Lost it. So there's a couple of good examples in there, which is nice. A couple of good examples is nice, but look, it's always got some idiot in the background photobombing the scene. I'd say out of all of them, probably this one. But he's got a weird arm. That's all right. Buckethead. That one's very good as well. Because I don't care. Probably this one. Yeah. Because I don't care if it's a mess. Is it well formed? Does it have, you know? Does it check all the boxes? Anyway, let's see what we got. It's not bad. It's a bit of a weird shaped head, but you know, you can't have everything in life. Can we... Oh, what's going on? Can I click things? Thank you. Thank you. The click gods have honoured me. Alright, let's get this guy. This guy needs a better bucket head. So I'm going to go down the jawline, straight up, across and down. And sometimes just like sort that out. That'll do. It's almost got too much chin there. Hang on. Three. Give me 2 of those, please. So yeah, she's supposed to be playing the harp. Remember the woman from the oil painting? You might have seen her on yesterday's stream. But yeah, like I said, this is nice because you can match the LoRa and you can match the pixel density. They actually call it texel density in video game design. But it's essentially making sure that this area that we're going to be painting in has the same level of detail as the surrounding image. Because obviously, if you were just to do in painting, you'll get this. Wait for it. You'll get that, which is fine. That is an oil painting with heavy gouache. You can see all the cracks. You can see the paint smears. Yeah. But that doesn't match because we upscaled our painting. Okay. In fact, let's just have a look. 1920 by 2304. So it's actually been upscaled. Which means we have to do the same process to get it to that same level of sharpness. And so then there it is. It looks like a lampshade. Full Dive says, I think at some point you should design the helmets with rank of military in mind and high society. Yeah, I would say once you've actually got them more under control and they're more consistently themed, you can start doing that. But at the moment, I'm still trying to get them to actually be even robot head shaped. Like, I'm still getting a lot of human faces. And so my idea is to synthetically create a bunch of examples, and then in the version 2 of the style model, it will have a much tougher balance or a much tougher bias towards geometric helmets, you know. Well, that's the plan. Dragon Diffusion says, quick rapid question. I'm going to use Civet to train a Flux LoRa for the first time. I have 212 images. What settings do you recommend? Okay, the only way to train 200 images on Flux, you'll have to do 10 epochs and 10 repeats. But if I'm being honest, it trains better with 20 repeats. But then you can only have 100 images. So if you did, like I said, if you did 20 epochs with 10 repeats, nah, you're still going to go over. I mean, if you really want to train every image, you can get it in 10,000 steps, but you probably have to do 10 epochs with 8 repeats. Yeah, if you can halve the number of images, so you have a stronger sample, stronger signal in your sample set, so leaving the best images in. If you can do that, it will have a better impact. And then you would be using 10 epochs and 20 repeats. Use Prodigy. Use Prodigy for the optimizer. And you don't really have to change anything else. You can increase the rank that says 1 or 2. The dimension. I think, yeah. I go to 8 or 16 or 32. You've got lots of similar... Yeah. I find you only need 3 examples of a thing. Or 3 combinations of a thing with another thing. Yeah, we tried to do that one. It wasn't very easy to do. That one, I think I already did. Maybe we can do better. Maybe we can do better. So let's give him... Let's try and give him a tall boy. Okay. And then for fun, if this one looks nice, we'll work on a different area of the image. I do enjoy in painting. It is actually really nice when it just works reliably like this. For the longest time, there was issues with how people were doing in painting. This is really nice. We've been through a whole bunch of different ways of doing it. I still think I need to do... I still think we need to do in paint on the edge. But look. I mean, yeah, you can see it, look. There, look, there's a line there. You can see it. So it does make me wonder... there's the line there. So if you look hard, you can see it, which is not good. So I wonder, what's the best way to get that mask? I don't think it has one. Look, it's got like crop X, crop Y. It's not actually a mask. Ah, there is a mask. Ha 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 ha. Ho ho ho. Ho 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 ho. A ring paint me, baby. Ring paint me. Oh wow. Ah, look at that. You can really see it. So it did a good job, but wait, is that tiling? I think that is tiling, guys. It makes it look like everything is like padded leather. I'll just leave it in. Yeah, man, it's padded leather. It's supposed to be like that. Don't worry about it. Embrace it. Change the law. The law says it's padded leather now. I changed the law, so I don't need to change the model. There you go. I saved myself a bunch of work there. But no, we're going to look at getting rid of this edge because people were asking. So obviously we're going to have to take our final image. Let's see. So we've got the image, and then we've got the mask. I think actually it's going to be this one. Let's find out. Preview, and there should be a mask preview. I don't know why it doesn't show up, but there it is. Okay, so let's just do... you can't queue this one. I may as well just run it. Just run it. Go away, malware bytes. It's not even a problem. Yeah, let's just do the same guy. This is a good image. And I'm not happy with it yet, really. That's so funny. It's padded leather, alright? It's funny though, because it doesn't tile everywhere, just on that. It must be some kind of texture, actually. I know I'm like... I don't see it anywhere. It's only on the helmet. So weird. That's not canon. Oh, that's a cool shape. It's a funny shape, you know what I mean? It's like, if he's got VR in there, yeah? What do you need eyes for? You're a robot. Robot. Oh, look at that. Yes. But wait. Hang on a minute. What? That's actually the ring around the head. What? That's not what I thought it was. So if I do ring painting, it won't matter because it's only my because my ring paint is only a tiny section inside the model. What? I'm so confused. What the heck is going on with my ring paint? That's inside the mask. So the whole mask, so you've got the whole mask, the whole image, sorry, you've got the whole image, and then there's a thing inside of it. And it's not the shape of the helmet either. What the hell was it? It's just, oh, so it's the resized mask? Oh, hang on, I think I just grabbed it off the last, did I get it off the last? Oh no, that is, no, I had the right one. Ah, it's the original mask, not the crop. Okay. So I need to get a mask. Sorry, not a mask. I need to get a I need to use crop X and crop Y to find where the box is, and then use that for the edge. Man, I'm gonna end up having to write new nodes for this. But yeah, essentially what I'm trying to do is get a mask to go over this edge here, just so that the edge blends in. You don't have to make it match 100%. You just have to get rid of the hard edge, that's all. And we're still padded leather for some reason. Maybe he thinks it's a cuirass? Don't know. It looks like a tiling issue. How big is the tile? Ah, there it is. Right. Of course. This is tiny, isn't it? Right. What's the smallest tiling we can have? Is it 320? Does it go lower than that? Hang on. 128? I don't think you're actually allowed to go below 320. I'm going to put it to 320. I think that's what it is. The tiling is bigger than the image. It's an old trick for making pixelized outputs. If you put the tiling size to larger than the image size, it can pixelate your images. Yeah. But this still doesn't solve the edge problem. So I need to know how to make a mask from a crop XY. Let's have a look and see if there's any tools in here we can use. There might be a way to make one. Ah, there we go. Mask composite. It's got an XY. Give it a go. Destination, source. Well, that's the other thing. See, I'm trying to use offsets. Well, yeah, see this one, this is actually about getting two masks. That's not what I want to do. Close, but no cigar. Mask to segs. Dilate region. So many mask options. Can I make one from a crop? Look, mask, crop dominant region. Nope. That's not it. Mask smooth. Ah, mask rectangle area. Oh, baby. I think this is what I need. Okay. I think we're in business. So obviously we've got the image coming in, right? Well, not from there though. We've got this image. Can we get a reroute here? And then put that in there. So now we can get the size, that's the width and height of the rectangle area that's being cropped. So we should be able to do width and height. And then we need the X and Y. So the X and Y are up here. We've got crop X and crop Y, and I'm just going to hope. I'm just going to hope that they're good. I mean, hey, it can only be wrong, and then I have to write it myself, so. Okay, get rid of this. Plug that in there. What we got? Come on. What we got? I don't even know if this is even going to work, alright? But... I think I probably have to put the main image in there. I don't know, we'll see. So we've got the X crop and we've got the X crop and the Y crop with the width and the height of the crop. Yeah, it's just going to make a 512 by 512 though. So maybe I have to use this. No. No. That doesn't work. Because all I've done is make a mask that's 512 by 512. It's not. That's not really what I wanted. Maybe I am right and I do have to go off this one. Let's try it again. There's going to be a way to do it where you can get the dimensions of this box. That's what we're trying to do. I've never done it before, to be honest. Never had to. It's always been, you know, a mask output or something. These are really good as well. Shame about the faux leather. Where is it? It's there. Still doing the leather stuff. Pretty strange. And it does match the period though. They used to have a lot of like cuirasses and leather breastplates and all this sort of stuff, so it's not... It does look like a bug though, doesn't it? But then you can see stitching with words on it. So I'm like, oh, that's not a bug. It's a feature. Still 512. I don't... Yeah, it looks like it's done. Okay, so... Doesn't look like it changed anything though. Looks like it was the same. Yeah, we're not getting anywhere. See, I need a mask input, and it's not actually a mask. That's what we've established. It's not actually a mask. It's a crop. So what I want is the original image and then a mask or a box, but we don't have either of those things. We've got the numbers. Hang on a minute. In Paint Easy has the in-paint model, crop by mask, image and mask resize, and image crop merge. Image crop merge. There it is. And then this one is going to be in paint model. Where's crop by mask? Oh, it's there. Crop by mask is right here. Oh, well, hang on a minute. Preview, Mitch. Preview, mask. Oop. Right, so that is the mask, but I need the edge of this image. What a nightmare. Oh, man. What to do? I could convert this image into a mask. Does that work? I'm in unknown land right now. See, there's a thing. If I look at it for long enough, I will eventually just be like, "Oh yeah, I've got to do this." But I have to literally just stare at the problem for a while. What? I think that if I just take the image and turn it into a mask, it will just be like, it'll just be the whole thing. So that's the background. So I want the whole image. I want the whole image for show. I'll do a reroute to that one. So I'll give us a preview. I don't really want to be making the image every time, so I think I'll lock the seed up, so I'm not having to like wait every time. That's fixed. No seed there. Right. One. Cook. Doesn't seem to be changing anyway. Okay, while it's figuring itself out, let's think about this. Because I'm thinking we have a large image and we have a small image and it's being put there. So isn't that the same as a... Isn't that the same? Should be. So we have original image and we have crop image and we have crops. We should have everything that we need to do a composite. But normally I make sure that they're the same size. So I don't do this crop XY stuff. You know, I don't normally do offsets. And what we're doing is we're finding the edge of the top layer of this smaller layer. That's what it really is. The problem is that the... Well, actually, no, I don't know that. I don't know that. Hang on, let me... Okay, so if I said overlay, maybe, overlay, gradient overlay, no, not overlay, blend, let's do a blend, blend by mask, image blend, that's the one, so we get the background image, give me a reroute please. We get the background image, and we get the layer mask, and then we don't have a mask. I've already done overlay. Blend. That's in percent. Can't use that. Percent again. Because if you're going to do it that way, it's got to have offset for crop XY. Man, that's really obvious. It's like really obvious. Look at that. And it's not even that good. What the hell? You're getting scammed, guys. The guy next to him looks fine. This is scuffed. What's going on? It's all in squares and shoot. Let's hit him with the 1.5 boost. And see if it alters our situation. I doubt it will though, because it looks like those lines are coming in here. I wonder if it's a problem with the Flux Dev being given a LoRa or 2 LoRas. Maybe it doesn't like it. I'll try turning them down. It's quite low guidance as well. I was surprised that it even did anything right. Okay. Go again. But yeah, that background's a problem. To binary. Oh, feather. No, that's existing. An existing. I mean, you could do it like that. Make a solid mask, 512. Yes, you could do that. But then how do you position it in the right? You know, we've got the crop XY, but I don't see how you can manipulate it into the image like that. Like I said, it turns into a... Oh. Mask rectangular area advanced. X, Y, width, height, image width. I think we might have something finally. That's crap. Okay. It's going to take some setting up, but I think it'll work. Right, so the first things first. This is the cropped image. So it says image width and then width. So I'm guessing image width is the big one and width is the little one. So how about we try that and that. And then let's go all the way up here. And grab the crop X, the crop Y, and then the original width and the original height. Okay. And then we'll plug it into that for now. 304 by 304. Something's not right. Is it the other way round and he was lying to me? It seems like the mask, this is inside, not... I think it must be the other way around. Kind of annoying. Okay. No, that's not what I meant to do. Crap. Good luck. That's probably broken, but didn't do anything, did it? No. That's gotta be it. Total Recall. Hey, no OnlyFans links in the chat. What the hell? Oi, what are you doing? What the hell, guys? Oh my god. So anyway, what am I doing here? This is annoying. Like I said, this doesn't work. Okay. Alright. Show's over. Like, no, I'm not. Get rid of it. I'll come back to this. I hate wasting time looking at the same thing for ages. Yeah. Like, I know what I have to do, but I might end up creating a node for it. See, what you do is you just create a fat line, and then you inpaint the fat line, and it'll get rid of it by blending. That's what it does. It blends it in. I wonder actually if the inpainting was too good. Maybe I've got to match. I could go to 0.5. I mean, it could be because I changed the model to Flux Jaguar, you know what I mean? Yeah, could be. But technically I did the same thing making these images. Ah well. Let's just copy the clip space on that one there. And paste it in here and do another mask editor. And I'm gonna get this guy. And I'm gonna say Empire Style Robot Horse. Yeah. Go. Right, now what other things did I have that I've wasted way too much time on this? I've already looked at that. That's in the mix. This is what we were going to look at, but I'll probably just get it done. Bottom line is I'm talking about stuff. Yeah? And it's intercut with things. I've been working on a whole bunch of scenes like that. Here's more of them. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I need lighting. See, it's always something else. Now I need more lights. I've got plenty of lights in here, but clearly they're not bright enough. I need stronger lights. Oh, well, you can talk about the triple-breasted lady from Total Recall. That's just a movie reference. Okay. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, because I don't live under a rock. It's a very good film. Everyone crapped all over Paul Verhoeven in his day. I don't understand why. He made great movies. Now everyone loves them. It's the same thing. You know, we loved that movie when it came out, but the critics didn't. Sound familiar? And so then people go, oh, well, that movie didn't get critical reception. And you're like, I think it did, actually. I think you're just not cool. For lack of a better expression. I think sometimes the reviewers are a bit square. So they're just like, I don't get it. 7 out of 10. That's what we have to deal with these days. So what else have we got? Frame pack. So I did actually make a video with this guy. I wonder what happened to that. See, really, I would edit out weird scaled people first. Yeah. And the weird thing is, this is why I still have my SDXL one. Because if I put in here, look. Oh, I can't do it that way. Hang on. Right, so if I save that there, and then if I put it in here, right, and we go to open in the mask editor, if I just like, yeah, that guy don't exist, you know, and I just, usually I'll do one person at a time, get the shadow as well. Usually I'll do one person at a time. And like, I'll just say landscape. And this is SDXL, this one. It's probably a bit long-winded for what we're trying to do. But you see, ring paint, baby. See what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be easy. I don't know why. Oh, look. Look. It's done. Look. But look, can you see the ghost? See the ghost? Ghost. It's kind of hard to see it on the stream because of the compression, but basically, let's do it in red. You see what I mean? The mask is there, and obviously what ring paint does is it splits the difference and it dilates the edge so that this becomes a blend area for differential diffusion. So now you look, the ghost is still there. The ghost is still there, but it's like, it's less obvious because the edge isn't hard. It's not a hard edge. It's kind of blended. So you can see it there, right? And then, of course, if I just go copy clip space and paste the clip space and edit in the editor, and I'll say, oh, I want to get rid of this one now. May as well get rid of them both. They're close enough. Landscape's fine. Do it again. He's already gone. See how quick it is? This is why I'm like, eh. Oh, but look, you can see. That one's really obvious. Oh, man. I swear one day you'll be able to look at people's images and other people will just see like a stain and you'll be like, that's in painting, that is. Oh, there's another one behind him. Okay, so after the ring paint stage, you can barely see it. You can barely see it. And like I said, I could intentionally mask out this bit here, right, to redraw it so it looks more natural. There's another guy hiding there. I'm going to get the guy behind him, make this clean. So, copy clip space, paste clip space into the mask editor, and get rid of this guy photobombing my guy. There we go. Save. Run. Not quite gone yet. Ooh, it's close. There's something hanging off his arm there. Yeah, we're gonna have to give it another go. Paste. But I'd say going from what we had to that is actually a nice, it's progress, you know what I mean? Go again, go again. So there you go. This is looking a much cleaner now. Much cleaner. And you know what? It's somehow down to 960 by 1152, so it's actually ready to be upscaled again now. Ironically, it's ready for upscaling. I tell you what. I wonder if we could fix the sash. Victorian Empire sash. Do you know what? I'm going to go for it. Stretch goals. Here we go. Paste the clip space, open the mask editor. So I want to get a cool, I want to change this. It may or may not work. Okay. So I'll say Victorian Empire sash. I bet it won't work because this is where SDXL isn't as good. SDXL is really good at removing back, you know, just get rid of stuff and clean it up. It's really good at that. It's not so great at adding stuff. Oh. Yeah, see. That kind of sucked. Right. So, and this is where we end up going back to the other one, right? So, let me just save that. Oh wait, clear the thing first. Yeah, can we clear and save? Because it will save it with the mask. Save that. Okay, and then we go to this one. Whoa, what? Oh yeah, I tried to make a robot horse. It didn't go well. It didn't go well, guys. So let's open this guy up. Yes. Okay, cool. And then what was it we wanted to do? Oh yeah, I wanted to do the sash thing, didn't I? So it's still too big. Still too big. Probably messed up, but I'll say Empire style GKG soldier wearing a Victorian Empire sash. I bet it doesn't know what it is. It might be that I'm just brushing up on, like pushing up on the limit of his knowledge, you know. We'll see. We'll see. Because this one isn't designed to delete it, you know. The last one, I used this just to you know, remove objects. I'm like, I don't want, because look, see, that looks nice now. You get rid of those stupid, like, giant and small people, and it's clean. The problem with those, like, different sized people is they screw up the perspective and the scale of everything. This looks cool because it's like you don't really know how big this structure is. You just assume it must be big because there's the tiniest little figure. You think, oh, that must be a really long distance, you know? And it's messy enough that you can be like, this is what I'm saying. This is the aesthetic which you're trying to draw from, right? Only ranked officers wear sashes. Yep. That's right. That's what I was trying to do. He's a ranked officer. I was trying to, you know. It didn't really, I don't think it really knew what to do with it, though. I think I haven't given it any knowledge of what a sash is. Do you know what's interesting, though? I'm looking at the wrong image. I'm like, this looks exactly like what SDXL did. It's like, yeah, because you're in the wrong tab. Right. It hasn't started yet, though, so we haven't missed it. Flux Dev always takes a little bit longer. But yeah, I really want to find out. Because look, see, if I ran my ring painting here, all it's going to do is fix the edge around the head, which is actually fine. There's no problem with that. The problem is this bit. And I think the reason is because the settings don't match. It's very difficult to get that the same. Especially when you've got an upscaled image and then you want to use that style model again and upscale it, and you know, because you're trying to get it to match. Hey, look, he's got a, well, he's got a sash. He's got a bloody signal on it or whatever. Oh, it's got nothing on it, but he's got a sash now. It's just a white sash. Here we go. Let's see it then. Wait. Oh. I mean, it is a sash. It's a bit plain, but it is a sash. There we go. So it's like... oh, dear. And it is kind of like the watercolor ghost, but that is not good. I've seen it do way better than this, so I'm not quite sure why it's screwing up. But I'm sure it's just down to the settings. Okay. So yeah, these workflows are already up. Oh wait, did I ever bring this one out? Llama Cleaner SDXL. Where would that have even gone if I did? Where would I have even put it? Llama Cleaner Image Object Removal. Let me see if I can tell you where that is. It'll be in workflows, obviously, right? But it's because it's... Would I put it in here, maybe? No. It's not in Photo Flux, obviously. I reckon I should put it in Toda, because it's too new for Trio. It's not a Trio workflow. Soda's undeveloped. I don't think I even released Soda. No, wait, yeah, Soda. You put it in Soda. Yeah. Do that. In Paint, I just say Object Removal. Yeah. Wait, no, yeah, just say in Paint. Yeah. And then I say Object Removal.text. Well, wait a minute. G. Save. Yep. Add the file, upload the file. Give me the tools, bruh. Where am I going to put it, though? I bet it doesn't even have the right name. Yeah, it doesn't even have the right name. I'm just going to upload it again, because I honestly... Yes, overwrite it. I don't even remember... I don't even remember, like, where it went. If it's up, I don't remember where I put it. It's not Foda, though. It's not Flux. So... I think that's why it gets confusing. Because to be honest, it's all Flux, you know. It's all Flux. These are Depth Control Net, GJF. I think we've already released these. That's also the released in painting workflow, just without, it doesn't have, you know, doesn't have the extra bits that I've added. Save that. Whee. What's this going to be? 10 seconds? 10 seconds? Go. Let it rip. So I'll let Hoda Frame Pack do something. And then we'll see what I was working on all this time as well at the same time. So, okay, so missing for a minute. Oh, so Panavision lens is actually missing, as in the node is gone. It doesn't exist no more. Huh. I wonder why. Are there any more like that? No, it's the only one. So I think to stop the error, all I have to do is just remove Panavision V1. So that's the first fix. Because the thing is, the features went into a different node, so I'm pretty sure it's deprecated. So, like, it's trying to load the node, but it's already deleted. So it's missing because, yeah. The reason voice effects don't load is because it's missing Librosa from requirements. This is what it's telling me. So if I come here and search for Panavision... Whoa, there's a V1 and a V2? Okay, well I'll just get rid of the reference to V1 then. It's fine. I've still got a demo for V2. What are you doing here? Annoyance. What are you doing? What? Shut up. I don't... Do you know what? What What are you doing? Stage change. I don't even use any of this crap. Stupid. It's like I can remember what I'm working on, even though I had to audit it. It's because the AI deleted half the repo, I think, and I just didn't have the time to fix it. The requirements have just been rewritten for no reason. So let's find those requirements, shall we? Yeah, Librosa's missing. Even TDQM. Yeah. So yeah, I got scammed. I got scammed. I need Librosa and TQDM. TDQM. Look, this is cute that it's telling me what I've just added. But I know. I guess it would be helpful if I forgot. And I do forget. Oh! It comes with numbers, apparently. I'm not sure if I trust the numbers. Half the time I'm deleting the numbers because they're too restrictive or just plain wrong. So often I'll drop the numbers, but we'll give it a go. So what's this? Some files require dependencies. These could include number and sound file. Well, do we have number and sound file? No. So maybe we should just add them. Number and sound file. I don't mind. Just add them. Number, sound file. It's not going to hurt. Well, it might hurt, but I hope it's not going to hurt. Okay, so that has... So we've addressed that. We've addressed that. Node inspection. Right, so... That one's missing. Voice effects needed Librosa. So that'll be fixed by, reinstalling the requirements.txt. That's it. Okay, there we go. And there you go. We just audited 100 nodes without doing it because it told me what to do because I prompted him to do it while I was doing something else. And then now we're at the end of the stream and I'm like, tell me what to do, oh magic man. Right? There it is. And so that means we can now fix this by pushing another update. Update, wrong one, wrong workflow. Don't do it there. This one, DJZ notes. Clue is the name. All right. Nope. No. Where's the folder, man? It drives me mad. Right. Date modified, please. Requirements, init. I don't need to upload those. I can delete them now. Yeah, that's all I need to do. It was just an update to requirements and init py. All right. See, that's what I'm talking about. Efficiency. Yeah? Didn't cost me any time at all. Let it do the work, right? And I have a backup as well. If I'd screwed it up, it would be very easy to just go back. But no, it's fine. I showed people how to use Zenkai depth prompt yesterday. We're going to do like a whole bunch of tutorials. See, the thing is, I got to a point with the main channel where I'd covered everything and all I was doing was reviewing the latest model. And when there was no latest model, we were just having fun going through making workflows for things that didn't exist. And if I'm going to be honest, it's like you can't do a video every day on like how to inpaint. You know what I mean? So instead what I do is I do project focus to show people how they can make their own projects. And then if they want to do what I'm doing, that's up to them. You know what I mean? If they want to do it some other way, they can do that too. Doesn't bother me, but I'm trying to share what I do and how I'm doing it. Yeah. All right. It'll all make sense soon. It's just you know, literally, I think I did a big deadline. I had a big deadline today, which I've been like chipping away at for weeks. And yeah, I'll have a lot more time on my hands once I've got those off my desk. So it just keeps coming back. It just keeps coming back. I'm like, I don't mind, because you pay for everything you change, you pay for. So, you know, keep sending it back. But, you know, it is taking up a lot of my bandwidth mentally. Yeah. So, but that's just the way it goes, I guess. Come on, frame pack. People are saying that you can run frame pack on a 6 GB GPU now, by the way. I mean, I'd like to know what CPU and how much system RAM you have, but... They say in television you should never work live with children, animals, and stable diffusion. Yeah, I'd say so. It's a pretty good rule. But yeah, like I said, I've been working on this for a couple of days. See, every time I make a change to the format, it needs to be quicker. It can't be slower, because time constraints, right? And this is actually quite high production. There was either 2 or 3 cameras, I forget now. I think there might have been 3 cameras for this setup. So I normally wouldn't do this much effort unless it was like a special occasion. And in this case, the special occasion is we changed the entire outfit from 5 Below 5 to Scuffed Epoch, right? And this whole thing has taken up so much of my time, because normally I don't have to mess around with any of this stuff. I'm just making more videos, right? So let me show you what I'm on about here. Let's mute it so we don't spoil it. But I hope you can see that this is the sort of, well, this is where I'm headed anyway. So, this is Premiere. So here I am talking in the new format. And the fun part about this is there's multi-angle. It cuts back and forth. It's all in sync. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to warp the backgrounds in future. In future, the backgrounds won't be real. This is a real background. You can obviously tell that's just reality behind me there, yeah? And like I said, I've been working on about 4 or 5 different scenes like this to try and make the main channel videos a little bit nicer. So the tutorial isn't going to change. I'm just trying to up the production level a little bit. That's all. And I think that once I've got it ironed out, I can go back into like production mode. But I just thought it would be worth, after whatever it is now, 300 videos, maybe put a little bit of effort into the template so that moving forward, it's not just me. Like right now, it's just, I'm just stood here in the corner, you know what I mean? It's going to be what? It's going to be like that for another 300 videos? You know? I like the art, so I'd like to take it to another level if I can. You know? It's the same exact thing. I'm just sitting down after 300. What? I worked it out the other day. It's got to be like 700 hours of content, and it's only April. So I dread to think what it'll look like come Christmas. And Christmas, it'll soon be Christmas, guys. Okay? But yeah, it's probably a bit weird with the both of us talking up here right now. How about I just talk to you from here? It's the same thing. It's the same trick. All I gotta do is just keep talking, and it'll be me either way. Alright, so basically, ladies and gents, it's been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you guys. We're gonna start the week as we mean to go on Monday. I'll see you there. Thanks everybody.
loading all the pain.